Time now for a check of weather. Andrew Whitmire is in for Matt Yurosavik this week. And Andrew, so much devastation from Hurricane Ian across Florida. And while we will be assessing the devastation for weeks, I know that you've been keeping your eyes on the tropical storm as it did move farther north.
And that's right. We continue to watch again the effects of what was left of Hurricane Ian as again it continued to dominate parts of Florida, worked its way up along the Carolina coastline as well as parts of southeastern Georgia. The only light here with this as we take a look at the root zone, notice where you get some of these reds across the parts of the Carolina coastline. That's again where they really do need some of that moisture. We of course have gotten some of that moisture. We just again do not need those devastating rainfalls, but of course we could use at least 2 to 4 inches of rain. But anything more than that is just asking for too much water. Meanwhile, out across the Plain States, parts of the Intermountain West, it's continuing to dry out, and we're going to continue to see drought conditions worsening across parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. Looking at the U.S. Drought Monitor here that was just updated on September 29th. Notice how we're getting some more of those reds and deeper reds in there. Exceptional drought is starting to show up here across parts of western and parts of southern tier of Kansas as well as parts of Oklahoma as well. And it does look like going forward it's going to be kind of dry here as we go into the first few days, if not maybe the first few weeks of October for much of the Plain States with not many systems working its way through. Looking at our jet stream for this upcoming week, we'll have some slight ridging going on, but all eyes on this little trough system that's going to come on through as a cold front begins to work its way through parts of the Great Lakes, Midwest, and upper portions of the Plain States. That will eventually bring with it some cooler temperatures as we head towards mid and the latter half of this upcoming week. Next weekend could be cool for the northern half of the country. Meanwhile, very mild for the second half of the country. And with that dip in the jet stream, that's going to kind of prevent at least the short term for any other tropical systems to develop. And again, we are not forecasting any tropical systems to impact any portion of the U.S. over the next week, but something that again we will continue to monitor as we go throughout the month of October. Here's how Monday shapes up. We got high pressure dominating. Again, the last remnants there of what was left of Ian will continue to work its way out of the lower 48 out along the seacoast there. And as we head towards midweek, all eyes on this cool front that'll be working its way through the Great Lakes area. That'll bring with it maybe a spotty shower or two for parts of the Midwest Great Lakes. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of a non-eventful week across much of the lower 48. This dominant high pressure will move on in, and that'll bring with it drier conditions as we head towards next weekend. Here's a look at our temperatures for this week here. Again, above average temperatures are going to be favored across the western half of the U.S. Precipitation is going to be hard to come by here as we go throughout this week. A slight chance of above average temperatures and precipitation for parts of the Four Corner states. And then as we take a look at temperatures for next week, much of the country is going to experience above average temperatures as we go through the second, if not even the third week of October.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, harvest picking up pace across the U.S. this week thanks to an open window of weather for many. Our early reports, though, better than what some expected. Arlen Suderman and Darren Fry join us for our marketing roundtable next.